I think I'm predicting f1tz 2-1.
Prepare to fight.
I'll be honest, I think he's got a little bit more. Well, I think JSkey is playing a little bit too aim heavy and not so much around the items. That could be an issue. But we'll soon see.
Yeah.
Do you have a prediction? I'll start off. Okay, so we're on JSkey's perspective, and got the heavy, got the rail, and tournament standard these days. Everybody likes to walk. No one likes to play fast.
I actually don't have walk bind. I just duck.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Because in Break Champions it's the same speed. Ducking and walking.
I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I don't know though. It feels like sometimes when you walk, like when you crouch, you actually come out of the animation. I don't know. It feels like when you're crouched, you. I'd have to test it, but I always find like when I crouch and stand up, it's a bit slower as opposed to like walk and moving.
You might be right about that, but the speed is the same.
Yeah,
like the movement speed.
And plus, it really throws people off when you're crouching across a room, and you're like, why is the guy crouching just randomly? He just like got that. Looks so funny.
Yeah. It does. But the JSkey first on the board. Or JSkey, because it's French.
Oh.
Ooh, he does not hit getting low. Still dancing around the pillar. But they're both really low.
Should be a frag, yep. Yeah, JSkey, he did that, I think, before too, just trying to rely a little bit too much on that rail. And when you do, sometimes it kind of works out against you. But has a 2-0 lead. Hits that first rail into f1tz. Nice little damage. Doesn't again hit the conversion rail. Winning this heavy will be a big deal. He's got him trapped on it. But he gets out quite cleanly, only like 40 damage.
Indeed. So much stack to work with. Although the overstack on the armor is not there actually. Did he rocket jump to the mega armor?
I think he didn't have any armor to begin with. I can't remember exactly.
Wow, but
I think
the defensive stance of JSkey, it pays out in dividends. The refrac is there though.
And he's going to lose out on both items, but he will have the rail, so that is his advantage coming into the next heavy. But if f1tz goes right to rail and doesn't get punished for it, it's going to be back to even. Now f1tz is quite the advantage because he has all the items, but takes a bad rocket actually.
Stopwatch.
Okay. Nice by JSkey there. Goes for a cheeky little rail there. Actually catches him out. Hits a nice air rocket. Doesn't quite convert. He's so low. And just manages to do that.
Impressive.
Again, nice spawn rail. Needs to get in position for the heavy. And f1tz is going straight for the rail. He does have an LG, but... Oh, the rockets! Yeah.
We really need to do this again.
Sometimes the turret actually works against you because what ends up happening is like it actually creates like an easier way for splash damage to occur. It's very weird that sometimes the turret actually, if you throw it in a bad way, it works against you.
Yeah, now the first rocket also sent him up in the air, so he could not really escape anymore. And again, these positionings from JSkey. Oh, his LG is not sealing the deal though. This might be dangerous. Oh, but f1tz is out in the open.
Nice.
Looking to rail JSkey, but he turns it around.
Master.
Nice little... Okay, f1tz is low. They're both... He's basically one tick here, and JSkey does pull away.
But the mistake from f1tz also was jumping.
I think it was a combination of jumping, but also JSkey had just had such a positional advantage. Like, he could see the whole body, but Fitz only had just the top of the head, basically, there to connect.
5-minute warning.
And nice angle by, yeah. And Fitz might be getting a little bit of a bit frustrated now because 7 frags down against the saw lag. It's not going to be easy, but maybe a push like this. Needs to stay confident with LG. Just finish, yep, and manages to. So Fitz going to deny that lower armor and get the heavy, but JSkey with these traps almost worked out a second time, but as much as it didn't work out, I really like that actually. Almost worked again into another frag. Nice nail gun spam. So he knows the cycle, he knows this armor does spawn first. Hits a rail into JSkey. And gonna creep his way in here.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, Fitz being a healthy boy. And oh, JSkey on death's door.
Tank.
Okay. So, managed to get both items. Nice drop by JSkey. He's in a really awkward position now. But actually manages to get the frag there. That definitely shouldn't have happened, I thought, but gets the drop and Fitz just not ready for it. Again, good use of spit. I would like to see him apply a bit more pressure here, but not going to.
Oh, nothing connects from JSkey and Fitz. Gets another frag on the board. Heavy is up first. Will certainly be his price for winning that fight.
Stopwatch.
So yeah, I do think like the last 2 or 3 rotations went to Fitz, but he only got 1 frag out of it. And JSkey is turning it around, and this wasn't that bad of a fight anyway. Oh, but he completely unaware of where his enemy was. So not really stacking up.
I mean, Fitz has done a really nice job coming back into this game, but he's gonna get trapped on the heavy here, and again, gonna be another frag for JSkey. I mean, it's really interesting to see. I don't know if you guys saw, but JSkey just flew past the turret. Turret didn't even shoot it even once before it even managed to do anything there. So a little bit annoying there, but is what it is. And almost trapping him with the rockets. And again, nice finish by Fitz with the LG.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, 4 frags is possible, but he has to deal with the starting stack. JSkey has. Nice.
1-minute warning. Tank.
One thing that's been really that I've noticed that JSkey does a lot is that he very rarely actually spawns fast. He actually holds onto his spawn quite a lot of the time. And you'll notice that when he does that, he actually gets so much information with where the player goes or the exact time of items, and small details like that are actually a really big deal. So I think he's doing a nice job with that. Again, he's low, but JSkey finishes with the rocket. And that should be map 1, I think.
The float.
Just like sword mating, Jim.
Nice, GG. So hitting like a truck, 48%. With LG, 51 with rail.
A bit surprising, but I guess just by the champions alone was already going to be a little bit tough for f1tz there, I think. Just because you have to play around the turret so specifically. But next map, I believe we saw DK versus Strog, which it's interesting. I often find that with the how the flame strike works and the Strog pushing into the DK, it can be potentially a bit dangerous. But we'll see. The Peeker is always very hard to deal with in the movement as well.
Yeah, let's see, because Doom was already banned for Insomnia, and Ranger is the ban on Awoken.
I have a feeling this would happen. Give him a buzz.
Wake up.
I've got a nice way and then a not so nice way. Hey mate, could you change the map? And also, what the fuck? I'll message him on Discord here. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'll say I'm ready too.
Garpy, last time that I said I was ready, he said, I don't care. But I know you don't care, but just if you are waiting for me, then...
Yeah. Look, more information to know that at the very least you are ready. I'll take that. Maybe he said it wrong. Maybe it's not necessarily... Well, it is important. That was rude.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And he's English too, you shouldn't do that.
He should be very posh.
Uh-huh.
No turn, are you there? Well, if he keeps quiet, then we'll just continue. What happened? Did we...
This battle.
Are you in the game?
Yeah, I'm in the game, but I think we got a donation, but I just missed it.
Round begins in
Ah.
3, 2.
Yeah, let's start on f1tz. He needs to come back.
Okay. So if it's on the mega spawn... Oh. He actually stopped to have fun. Good guy. I'm gonna collect all these items on this side of the map. Makes his way to the rail. And again, 2 ships in the night. I would argue that the Mega is the better item here. And that he should position himself for that, but I actually fight for the heavy. And now he actually puts him in a railable position. JSkey barely missing there. And now he's in a really good spot. It's a nice little rocket. And a rail there. JSkey. Great positioning. Jesus.
Yeah, he got 3 pixels and
Sometimes it's all you need, just a little bit. Okay, gets the Mega to his name, I think. The T armor was up, but decides to not pick it up straight away.
yeah, and I like this one. He takes it out.
Well, JSkey's been doing his homework. Even a move like that, it's not so common to see actually, but it is quite effective in faking out the sound.
Yeah, maybe he listened to you. I think you were the one who said you need to fake the audio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just copied that from Rafa, though.
Ah, okay.
Shit. Okay. Another heavy for JSkey, but the thing is, so let's look at the situation. f1tz has the Mega, but he doesn't have the armor. Alright, now he knows that he heard that sound, so knows f1tz is on that part of the map. I would like to see, again, just burn that stack, but f1tz actually going to be aggressive, hits that entry rail. And he has the Pika. This is super hard to deal with in a close range situation. But f1tz actually going to push in, hits the Flame Strike, and misses that rail. So, nice work by f1tz there. Yeah, that Pika in that little tight area, it's so hard to deal with, especially because, you know, you can just push in with any other weapon if they use rail or shotgun on it, so... Oh, nice direct by JSkey. And actually managed to connect with the Pika.
Oh, the chase is on, but actually the fadeaway rocket blocks off the movement of JSkey. They actually, yeah, they can trade items. Perfectly synced up again. But it's just really funny, like, as soon as they disengage, they just stop in their tracks. I'm waiting for an audio cue. Oh, nice tribal.
Ooh, and that rail too. Okay. JSkey has absolutely no armor now. And he has heard him at T.
But great positioning again. Like, f1tz wants to fight, but JSkey does not give him the opportunity to do so.
In this case, I would like to see f1tz kind of create more angles, and just like that, converts the kill. So what does f1tz decide to do? He's got both items. The heavy's going to be useless for him. He needs to just kind of keep pushing. But again, going to play it slow. Picks it up. Now can JSkey hold? No. And again, it just shows that even then, from that position, JSkey just having positional advantage, being the person who... Everything about that fight was so interesting because f1tz entered with rockets. First rocket didn't really do anything. JSkey starts hitting with LG straight away. When he already has like position, he's not the one attacking, and then dies. Like, it wasn't even close by how much JSkey won that fight just now, I would say. And purely based on like weapon choice and how f1tz decided to attack there, it is quite a dangerous choke to push through, especially if you don't connect the first rocket.
Yeah, and also the flames did not do any damage, I think.
That's part of the issue with the flame strike is that, you know, as obvious as it seems, the flames actually has to get to your opponent, and even during that time, you're not shooting because you're casting the ability. You're taking like 60 to 100 LG damage even during that time. So
Oh, nice.
Impressive.
Oh, JSkey does get the armor for this fight, but he's a little bit locked up, and the flame strike could be used.
I need assistance.
But he decides to do the cool way and use the railgun.
well, one second, Rob.
Okay. Mega Hell's up next. Not being contested by JSkey, who did collect the heavy and is waiting on D for an engagement. But now I think, like, if Fitz plays his cards right, he doesn't really need to fight. And JSkey, yeah, being a player with more of a plus back tactic, does not want to be the player that needs to force the issue. But now it's time to do so. Let's give him some screen time. He deploys the peeker to do reconnaissance. Items being traded, and yeah, JSkey does have the speed to chase Fitz on. But he has a great defendable positions, and yeah, that's
1 minute
rockets.
warning.
Those rockets completely kills off all the momentum JSkey was working with. Now it's go time. A nice trap with the LG, but
You cannot resist our might.
the last part of that fight, the LG was not really connecting from JSkey's side. He needs one more. Is he waiting for this heavy first?
Trouble is that definitely not enough time now, and he's gonna have to push basically in a straight line if he even manages to find him.
Yeah, now he does hear him, but it's too late.
You lose.
GG.
Well, it's nice to see actually. This is what kind of the beauty of like what tournaments are, because as you can see, like difference between a practice game and a tournament game is that even in these moments, they really are playing ultra defensive, or they're actually playing for something. You wouldn't, I think, in a practice game you wouldn't see it as much like that. Probably people will be poking more or doing something like that, but he was holding on quite strong there. So well played by Bits there. Now it's 1-1.
Yep, this means we move on to Blood Covenant. JSkey playing Garena. Blitz playing Visor.
And I'm back.
Ah, nice.
What I might do is, Rob, I have I have some food coming in just a little bit. Do you mind if I actually keep casting and then later I'll just jump off?
Yeah,
If that works with you.
yeah, sure. I'll take this one from the sidelines.
Okay.
Thanks for the follow, real look. You see. Let's see. So it's. I'm on the previous map, and now we jump off
So who should we start out on?
Let's have a look. I think let's go f1tz. I think he's going to be a bit more active with the ability from the start.
Yeah.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
So f1tz pushes in straight away. And again, doesn't seem like a small detail, but he shedded a lot of that armor away from JSkey. And just kind of takes a few more things off on the board, you know?
Yeah, I remember when that start became a thing.
Mm.
I was playing against Dansk in ESWC and just got shredded off the spawn. I didn't know about it yet.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Ooh, I like that from JSkey. That was an interesting move by him. Instead of just like trying to panic and run away, he actually moves back, creates an angle. Even though it's like forcing him to hit the shots, he's at least making it easier so that if he does hit, all of a sudden f1tz has to back away. So that was really cool by him. I like that move.
Yeah, and also stepping into sort of the blind spot of that area.
Mm-hmm. Now that rail by JSkey pushes f1tz away there. So items are similar at time. And this is probably part of the reason why high mobility champs are a bit more used on this map, mainly because, you know, if you do want to kind of push someone and be able to maintain control, you do need that higher mobility, but at the moment it's very hard to get the item, do damage, and convert the kill at times.
Impressive.
Okay, both players railing each other. It's a pretty low stack.
I would have liked to see if it's take the broad angle towards the left side catwalk at that moment,
Watch.
because it's usually, well, it's not safe. I mean, you usually get away with it or move out of the way before it's too late.
Mm. I mean, he was doing a good job there to deny all the armors, but I think there was maybe a missed opportunity. Okay, nice long-range rocket. He was doing a good job to deny most of the armors, but then just didn't take advantage.
Yeah.
But again, this is like probably one of the problems with this map in some way, is that like you have these long-range rail battles, but then even as the visor, if the person doesn't want to fight you, they don't have to fight you. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to use the ability in a way which is forcing them to the next item, or it's doing something. Because if you're using it and you see where they are, well, you could do that without it anyway. Okay. So I like what f1tz has done here. He's kind of... I think he knew the heavy was taken a bit earlier, so he separated them, but... Oh! He actually gets baited by that totem a little bit. And, doesn't actually manage to get a frag, but... Now it's equalized again. God, it's the Ruins map all over again, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying my best to make it exciting, but Jesus Christ, like, it's 4.5 minutes, no one's died.
Yeah. I also apologize for not talking more. My throat is getting kind of sore.
That's right, man. Okay. f1tz gets the heavy. And
So 0-0 overtime.
5-minute warning.
look, let's not speak that into existence. Let's just keep it. Rob, are you still here? If you could change POV to maybe JSkey, I'm curious. Just change POV, because fucking I just can't. Okay, 2 of these hit rails. But the funny thing is, this is part of the issue of this map, is that, like, when there are so many armors, it's a bit like a veil. Like, unless you follow through and you really... The 2 things you can do. You can follow through with the kill, or you can do really good map control. But again, with a map this size and the amount of armors there are on the map, you have to have some kind of, you know, perfect split where you're managing to just get to every item exactly on time. You're never going to be able to take all of them. And as we can see so far, I mean, he's managed to get the 3 totems, but what I would like to see is for him to keep trading, use the totem push again, or something along those lines. Because at the moment, it's just kind of, we're seeing the same fights, just being repeated.
Master.
And has he still not seen the totem by the Abbey?
Do not die yet.
It looks very weird, because on my perspective, it was like stuck in midair. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
it
it's
was
standing on one of the spikes.
Stopwatch.
Okay, rail, done. First one. Switch to rockets. Okay.
Be healed in
He
the
does have
power
him
of the
trapped.
ancients.
I think, okay. Part of another thing you can do to really, like, separate the tiebreaker in this situation is force the player to pick up the heavy. Hang on a second. Actually, that's when I say that. Actually
Yes.
pushes in.
We got a frag.
I actually don't even have... I was talking so much, I don't even know how that frag even happened now, but... Anyway.
The one guy shot things.
And eventually he died.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I was gonna say, JSkey does have his totems to his disposal, but even on that, still managing to... it did get destroyed. Okay, it's on the way. Going up this way can be dangerous because of exactly situations like this, but JSkey didn't quite realize. And nice push down. He has the stack advantage. I would just like follow through again. He is trapped in that shotgun area. It's a nice rail that does equalize. And JSkey's gonna push in. there's an opportunity for for f1tz. What f1tz could potentially do is you could hear the timing of the heavy there. Then he can kind of play a bit more manipulation over the mega, but instead just go straight for the mega. And it's more about getting as much information as you can for yourself, and that information that your opponent doesn't know, but you can kind of play around, positive potential to make plays around that. Okay. So this is probably going to be leading up to JSkey's last chance now. Actually managed to potentially trap him at the LG and actually managed to get the kill.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Popping the sight there. That cost him a lot of damage. I think he would have died anyways, but
Just that extra bit of DPS.
yeah. And not having the ability after.
And funnily enough, that situation all happened because of the routing he took. It happened to be that he took both JSkey was coming from Mega and he was coming from Heavy, but the position from JSkey there is just too good. Whereas you could potentially be a little bit safer if you just went to mid map, or even if you went low ground too, it's also safe. But nice rocket. He's railable. Doesn't decide to go up the pad though. I would like to see JSkey keep up the pressure with the rails here, but decides to back away. Okay, hits 100.
Be healed.
Stopwatch.
He does have time. Okay, well, if he takes a long time then.
Health totem initiated.
Okay. Picks up the Mega. Now JSkey has an opportunity to see the Heavy. That's an excellent first rail. Nice one on the second. I like that he cuts to mid-map now and he goes straight to top. But if he drops to mid here, it's going to be a little bit dangerous.
Stopwatch.
Okay. Going for this small armor is okay, but again, once you've applied the pressure, even if it's small advantage, you should just like try to keep following through. There's plenty of armors on the map that you can eventually get later. But now there's a decent split between the items. Oh, that angle is so filthy. I could feel that.
Yeah.
And we're noticing, it's very subtle, but
Be healed.
JSkey is actually slowly running out of ammo on both rockets and rail now. Oh, the pressure. I think both players are just too afraid to kind of give up any semblance of control, and could potentially go in the favor of, you know, whoever takes the first risk. And so far, f1tz is actually doing that, which he's back in again, hits that first rail. Fighting over the Mega. JSkey forced to use HMG now, he's got nothing else.
Yeah.
Death is the only rule. I will not grant you that privilege.
I think he needs to restock on rail. Even if he takes it, it's still okay, but he needs to get another armor. Ashley goes in for this fight. But now he's kind of trapped himself.
Yeah, and with
Oh,
no
the-
rockets, this is...
I like this edge game he's playing, but okay, managed to escape. slight
Initiated.
missed opportunity potentially, but this could be Fitz's opportunity to do a bit of damage. Doesn't decide to.
Denied.
Yeah. Anytime your opponent is, anytime you have stack to burn, or you have free stack, is your opportunity to, if they're in a worse position, you need to do something with it. Just before, Fitz had a little bit of overstack of the Mega, he had no armor. It's an opportunity to, because you're going to be able to collect the health bubbles on the way back. Even if you do damage or you don't trade anything, at least you've applied pressure and potentially shed a little bit of that heavy, which then leads to, like, later on, potentially easier kills.
Be healed in the power of the ancients.
Tank.
Okay, JSkey's got the stack. He's got him trapped at stairs. At the moment, I think it's a bit more of a... It's more about emotions. What's happening? JSkey had the stack advantage there still, but after he's taken that first rail, he's just said, it's too much risk. He wants the absolute sure thing with being able to get the kill here. Okay, Fitz, 2 rails. He had to use his ability for that. Fitz gonna keep following through, but he did hit that shot.
May the power heal
Oh my god, the totem actually blocks the rail. Oh. That was so important that he picked up the armor after getting railed, because then he potentially could have used the totem, which would have helped him a lot more there.
Yeah, this should be.
No. Wow.
Yeah.
GG. I didn't understand how he even... I have to look back exactly what happened, but I think he just fell and just started LGing and JSkey had the wrong weapon out, I think. I think he may have had rail and then he had to switch. It was too late.
Yeah, he had rail or rocket out, I think.
Yep. And the funny thing there is, like, as much as sometimes the defender has the advantage, but a part of even that fumble came down to Fitz being the one that was being proactive. And it's, again, it's about, like, well, at least I think it's like this. It's more about the mental fortitude there, because if you're the one who's being attacking, you're not the one who's having to think all these extra, trying to all these extra things. And then what happened there, like, all of a sudden JSkey's thinking, is it rail or is it LG? And then he's using the wrong weapon, and then Fitz just kills him there. And it's like, if you're the player who's also, like, being aggressive, it's making it harder for your opponent to constantly try to adjust to everything. So you need to have that, you need to be doing something, or else, well, we have what happened in that game.